How well are you listening? Hey y'all, Brent Perry here with Business on Purpose. Are you listening? And not in the literal sense as listening to me right now in this very moment, but are you listening in regards to your business? It can be an easy response to say, yes, of course I am. But I want you to do me a favor and take a moment to ask, are you really listening? Do you listen to your clients and customers? Do you listen to your employees? Do you listen to your counterparts if you have them? Do you listen to your coach? These are all questions, and I really love this quote I read a couple weeks ago from Justin Bell. He wrote it for Forbes magazine, and he said, as leaders, every action we take either develops or deteriorates trust. And one of the most powerful ways to build trust is through listening. Now, let me take you back to Brent Perry, 3rd grade, Knoxville, Tennessee. My teacher stood in front of the class and handed out a worksheet to us, turned face down. He said before we turned the worksheet over, we had to listen to his instructions. And if I remember correctly, his instructions went something like this. The first one who hands the assignment in correctly gets pizza today for lunch. Huge deal for a 3rd grader. The next one was make sure to read all questions 1 through 20 thoroughly before you begin this worksheet. And then he kept just rattling off some other instructions like print your name and date at the top of the paper. You have to fill the worksheet out in pencil. I think one of them was answer the odd number of questions in cursive writing. And then the last one was when you're finished, you turn the worksheet back over, raise your hand, the teacher would come around and collect. Now, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this story, but as soon as he said start, the whole class, myself included, we flipped that paper over and we went to work as fast as we could write. And for the next 30 minutes, we worked so hard and diligently until we got to the last and final question, which read, disregard all questions and simply write your name in all caps on the back of the worksheet. Done. And that's all it took. And I'll say this, nobody in the class filled out the worksheet correctly. So don't get me wrong. My teacher knew exactly what he was doing. He was teaching us a lesson. I think he also just wanted some 30 minutes of undisrupted time away from 3rd graders. But his lesson worked. Here we are so many years later, and it has still stuck with me. Because if we would have just listened to him and not raced to have been the first one done, we could have celebrated a win in the class, and we didn't. So the question on the table today for you as a business owner or a key leader in the business is how well are you listening? And what I want to do very briefly is offer you 3 easy ways to improve the ways that you are listening in your business. So number 1, write this down. Make sure you set time each week for your employees. Now, you might start with 1, and I will go ahead and say this is outside of team meeting, but I want you to carve out 10 to 15 minutes to follow up with someone in your business to have a small conversation about how things are going. You will be amazed at what you will learn if you take that time. Number 2, I want you to practice becoming a better active listener. So, as I've known a lot of you, this is going to take more practice for some, but I promise this is a skill that will definitely benefit you as a leader. Active listening, what does that involve? Eye contact. When you're in conversation, you're focusing on the other person. It may be a lean forward or head nodding, sitting still. You're not playing with your phone or things on your desk or, you're sitting still. You're letting the other person finish what he or she is saying without interruption. And you invest in interested silence. You give a person time to respond without filling the gap of let me just interject here and keep plowing forward. And the third one is a goal for you, and that is to learn something new from everyone who you're listening to. And I'll say this, it might not happen every time, but when you enter a conversation with that mindset, you are already bringing value to that conversation. So I just wanted to engage in conversation with you all about how we can be better listeners, because a better listener is going to make a better leader. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the podcast or our YouTube channel. Again, I would say thank you for taking the time today to listen. I hope whenever you're listening or watching this, it's a beautiful week for you, and thanks.
Do you have a healthy business? Are you a healthy business owner? You can take the quiz right now. Just go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy for the Healthy Owner Business Assessment. It's a beautifully designed assessment to walk you through different categories like vision, mission, values, clarity, and implementation. Also, the dynamics of your team, personality, and a variety of other general categories to help give you a score of the health of your business. Once complete, you'll have the range of your score along with an explanation video to help you understand some next steps into being liberated from the chaos of working on your business. So go to mybusinessonpurpose.com/healthy to take the assessment right now.